Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome you to a very new episode of the Did You Know series. This episode is going to be featuring Fizz. As with every other episode, if you do end up enjoying it, please don't forget to hit that like button. But without much further ado, let's go into his abilities. Fizz's passive to reduce physical auto attack damage scales at levels 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, and 16. Fizz's Q ability travels 550 fixed distance no matter how close you are to your target when using it. And with that being said, his Q can be used to go through walls onto targets, but it cannot be used on the target to go through a wall if that target is on the same side of the wall as you are. And with that, you should also be very careful when harassing with his Q while close to the enemy tower, as it can easily put you within range. Urchin Strike, his Q, deals damage twice, the physical portion of it and also the bonus magical damage that it deals. This means that the magical portion of the ability can apply spell effects, for example, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, while the physical portion of the ability applies on-hit effects, for example, Sheen. On top of that, Urchin Strike's magical damage will go through things like Jax's Dodge, Fiora's Parry, Pantheon's passive Block, and blind from people like Teemo or Heimer, while the physical portion of it will whiff. Fizz's W's active that applies bonus magic damage works in somewhat of an interesting way, because it does not apply spell effects even though it is a spell dealing magical damage, however it applies on-hit effects. Fizz's Q and his E ability can be blocked by Spell Shield, and his ultimate will cause it to not stick onto the target but still activate, or if the Spell Shield activates as the shard comes up, it will just absorb the damage but the slow will remain from the bait, and his W cannot be blocked. His W's passive updates every single second, meaning it will potentially do more damage than the previous tick with each tick of the 3 seconds as the opponent keeps on getting lower on HP. When using Playful Trickster, if you let Fizz fall automatically, before he falls you can right click towards the direction to make him fall that way. This will also give him more AoE range on his spell rather than using the E 2 times in a row. His E ability will not dodge tether abilities, for example Fiddlestick's Drain, but it will dodge things like Caitlyn Ultimate that lock on to Fizz. A cool trick to juke is to use your first E over a wall and then the second one to go back to the same area. This same trick can also be used to check foggy areas, for example Dragon or Baron Pit. QSS can be used to remove the slow from Fizz's ultimate and drop the fish to the ground, but the shark will still come up. His ultimate can also hit and reveal stealth units while the bait is on them, but the second the shark begins coming up, you lose vision of that target if they're still stealthed. A pretty cool thing is if Fizz's shark gets a killing blow on a small champion, so for example a Yordle like Tristana, then you will not see that champion's dead body on the ground anymore, which obviously hints that the shark consumed it. Alright guys, let us go into some cool facts and lore about Fizz. Fizz was designed by Feral Pony, who also made Graves, Jace, Rumble, and Hecarim, and also by someone named Zyphorus, who designed Heimer, Riven, Renekton, and more. Fizz is apparently based off of an animal that is called Axolotl. Fizz is not a Yordle as stated by a writer, but his race may be distantly related to Yordles. Another inspiration for Fizz could have been Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. During Fizz's art spotlight, for a split second you can see Fizz and his shark each with a mustache, and according to the artist, a co-worker drew them on while he was away from his desk as a prank. Looking at Fizz's blade, the top part of it says Oscar, which is the name of the person that did Fizz's base design, model, and texture. Apparently, Fizz's ultimate was taken from the kit of Mardok, who is still a champion concept. The name of the shark in Fizz's ultimate is Chomper. You can also see Fizz's trident within the Mac launch celebration video. Let's go into his lore. He is from a hidden city beneath a mountain in the sea, where his race lived in an impenetrable fortress. Fizz hated living in such a cushioned life, so he would constantly sneak out and explore until one time, as he returned home, he noticed it was abandoned and his people vanished. With nothing left to keep him there, he grabbed the enchanted Seastone Trident and set out. He came upon Bilgewater and was fascinated by life above the water, but his constant meddling caused most of the people there to hate him, and they set bounties for Fizz. One day, however, he was cornered, but a giant dragon shark attacked the port. Fizz easily defeated it due to his knowledge of the sea, and from this he earned the respect from the humans. He then later joined the League of Legends. The skin Atlantean Fizz refers to the lost underwater city of Atlantis, which relates to his lore. He also now shares this theme with Syndra. Tundra Fizz can be related to the Inuits, based on the style of clothing. Fisherman Fizz refers to Gorton Fisherman, and also has Earth as his new shark from the Ultimate. Void Fizz is based from the fan art by Blaze Melfica. He also shares this theme with Nocturne. Alright guys, that unfortunately does mark the end of this episode of the Did You Know series featuring Fizz. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to throw in a like and maybe share it with your friends. You can also suggest what champion you would like to see in the next episode, or if there's any cool theories or myths that you want me to cover. I'd also really much appreciate it if you guys can follow me on my Facebook and Twitter fan pages, both Redmercy LOL, and the description underneath the video will contain the links. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.